Welcome to my channel. Today I want us to discuss the message that Pastor Poju of the Covenant gave to the youths, which caused a lot of backlash for him. And I titled this my video, Faith Message Pastor Poju should have taught the obedience. Because it was obvious that his message was intended for the obedience, the youths that are driving the presidential candidate of the Labour Party's presidential campaign, Mr. Peterobi. And I've published it in my Facebook wall, but it's something I needed to share more with my subscribers on YouTube and elsewhere. Now, Pastor Poju delivered a faith message through his Twitter handle. Ostensibly, that message was to tell the youth that, look, you are putting your faith on something that cannot work. And he was now saying that faith is not blind and that faith can see. So he apparently was saying that the youths who are believing that Obi could be president are having a blind faith. And he's telling them there's nothing like a blind faith, that faith can see. But this is the message that he should have given to them. And he wouldn't have had any issues, because that would have been the real faith message. Okay? And that is what I want to share with all of us. Because this faith message I wanted him to have taught the youths, if he was sincere, that he wants the youths to succeed in their endeavor and not trying to discourage them, because the essence of what he did was to discourage them, to stop them from striving, telling them that they are just wasting their time and energy. Now, I made reference to Numbers chapter 13, because when you're talking about faith, you're talking about a faith that could be able to stand the test of time. In Numbers chapter 13, if you go and read that verse of the Bible, something significant happened. Moses gathered 12 spies to go to the land of Canaan, which the Lord had given to them to possess. And he sent them out, 12 of them. When they got there, they surveyed the land and everything and came back with their reports. Now, it will interest you that 12 people were sent, but 2 reports came back. Now, when the spies came back, they brought their different results. 10 out of the 12 spies describe what they saw in the land of Canaan. If you go to Numbers chapter 13, verse 28, he said, this is what the 10 spies reported. He said, but those who live there are strong, and the cities have walls, and they are very large. But one of the 2 spies, there were 2 spies that disagreed with these 10 people. They saw the situation differently. One of the spies that saw things differently was Caleb. And look at what Caleb said in verse 30. He said, let's go now and take possession of the land. We should be more than able to conquer it. While the other 10 were saying that they cannot be able to conquer these people. They were telling stories of what they saw, the difficulties that they saw there. The difficulties that they saw. They have strong walls and all that. And then when Caleb made a positive response and said, we can take them, we can conquer them, the other 10 cried out. They say, we can't attack these people. We can't attack those people. They are too strong. If you read it in the Bible, you see that we can't attack those people. It was a big exclamation, showing that they said it in unison, that look, we cannot. They are too strong for us. But we knew that the two spies' message of hope, the two spies, they believe that they can be able to do it. And if you situate it in present-day politics we are playing in Nigeria, it means that the 10 spies, what they saw was the structure in Canaan. And with that structure that they saw, they believe that there's no way they can be able to beat these people. But Caleb saw opportunity. They saw the fact that, look, the God that divided the Red Sea could be able to hand these people over to us. After all, he has already given us this land. Let's go and possess it. And of course, eventually they went up, the Israeli army went in line with the report of the two, and they conquered the city and all that. And the name of the Lord was glorified. Now, this is the kind of message that Pastor Poju should have taught about faith. That your faith should not be built on structure. It should not be built that your faith has eyes. Are you getting it? So it was. Now look at what Poju himself tweeted as his own understanding of faith. He said, faith is not just blind belief or hoping for a miracle. Faith has eyes open and possesses the evidence upon which it builds its belief. Faith prepares long, sometimes for years, just as Joseph did for the years of famine. So he believed that faith has eyes. But that's not what, that is his own interpretation of faith. It is not biblical. Because if we look at the biblical message of faith, you see how God described faith in Hebrew chapter 11, verse 1. Hebrew chapter 11, verse 1. He said, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So by this quote from Hebrew, you know that faith doesn't have eyes. Faith is blind. It doesn't have eyes. So faith is the evidence of things not seen. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. You don't have to see it to believe that it can happen. So faith don't have to see the structure to accept the fact that God can do it. And if your faith is in structure, then you are faithless. It means that you are not different from Goliath, who boasted about his structures and terrified the army of Israel, who were only looking at the imposing structure of Goliath until David showed up and the structure collapsed like a pack of cards, and God's name was exalted. So anyone who want to teach faith to people should teach faith. And faith is blind. Faith does not see. Faith is total belief that it is possible. If God has done it before, he can do it again. If God have done it for one, he can do it for another. That is the kind of things, kind of faith teaching that was expected from a man of God of the stature of Pastor Poju. But he deliberately want to discourage the youths. Obviously, he has his own preferred candidate he wanted the youths to be rooting for. And that preferred candidate obviously has enough structure in his own imagination to be able to win the presidency. While the youths who are rooting for Mr. Peterobi don't have the structure to actualize their dream, their faith in his capacity and his ability to become president. That's wrong teaching. It is not a teaching that comes from the Spirit of God, because that is standing the word of God upside down just to suit the whims and caprices of the teacher of the faith. So it is, I would advise those who claim to be men of God to be careful how they dabble into politics, because they can mess their reputations up, especially when they go astray in teaching the word of God to satisfy their personal interest or their political interest. So that this should be a lesson to other pastors. If you don't like the obedient movement, just ignore them. Ignore them. Let them do their own thing. Promote your own candidates. Advise them on what to do to win the election. Don't go about using the word of God to disparage others, to discourage others. It's not right. It's not right. Thank you. And please, if you are not yet subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel. Go to the subscription button, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell, like this video, share it widely, and comment on the commentary box. And then when you subscribe to my channel, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you.